Delphi Murders. The unsettling beginning. In the fading light of a seemingly ordinary evening, Delphi wore a cloak of secrets. As twilight gave way to night, every shadow hinted at untold stories, and a tragedy was about to be unveiled. At the heart of Delphi's silence, a small, yet jarring clue lay abandoned, a fragment of a puzzle that would soon shatter the calm and force everyone to confront a darkness lurking beneath the surface. Local resident.
It wasn't supposed to be here.
Every piece of evidence told a story in silence, a story of struggle, haste, and careful concealment. Here, in the interplay of science and serendipity, investigators began to thread together the first strands of a mystery too complex to ignore. Two forensic experts, soft but intense. Expert 1.
Look at this residue. It's unlike anything we've seen before. It might be the link we need.
Expert 2. Leaning in, studying the evidence.
And these prints, they're partial, almost as if the perpetrator took deliberate steps to obscure their trail.
Welcome to True Crime Spectrum, where we dig deep into the murk of unsolved mysteries. Here, every hidden detail matters, every voice is heard, and no stone is left unturned. On that fateful night, every step taken by the investigators was driven by one burning question. What led to this unspeakable moment? As the teams pieced together fragments of a puzzle, the first hints of a sinister plan emerged, one that defied the simple boundaries of chance. Detective.
Every detail, no matter how small, is a clue. We have to assume that nothing is accidental.
In every silent clue, a story waiting to be told. As the investigation began to unravel, one unyielding truth emerged. This was only the beginning of a journey into the darkest corners of human intent. What secrets lie behind the quiet facade of Delphi? And how will these clues come together to expose the truth? Unraveling the evidence. Previously in Delphi, a single discovery sparked an investigation that would soon reveal more questions than answers. Tonight, we step deeper into the labyrinth of evidence, where every minute detail could be the key to unlocking a devastating secret. Every inch of the crime scene was scrutinized. Investigators documented each anomaly, the erratic scatter of personal items, the uneven dust patterns on the windowsills, and the faint impressions left in the moist earth. Here, science meets intuition, creating a silent dialogue between clues. Forensic analyst. Measured.
This sample here, a mixture of trace fibers and an unusual chemical residue, could help us reconstruct the sequence of events. We're looking at a deliberate attempt to both hide and reveal the truth. This sample here, a mixture of trace fibers and an unusual chemical residue, could help us reconstruct the sequence of events. We're looking at a deliberate attempt to both hide and reveal the truth.
Advances in forensic technology have allowed us to peer deeper into the subtlest clues. Every droplet, every fiber, and every pixel of evidence speaks in a language only science can decode.
This chemical signature is rare. It points to a specific industrial process that very few facilities employ in the region.
And the digital imprint left on nearby security cameras suggests an attempt to erase the trail. It's as if the perpetrator was playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse.
Amid the cold, hard evidence, human voices emerged, each testimony laced with fear, uncertainty, and an urgent desire for justice. These eyewitnesses, though fragmented in their recollections, wove together a narrative that was as compelling as it was cryptic.
I remember a flash of movement, a shadow disappearing into the darkness. It was as if the night itself was hiding the truth.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here. Hi.
As pieces of evidence converged, a complex tapestry emerged, one that defied conventional logic. The interplay of eyewitness memories, forensic detail, and subtle environmental clues beckoned us deeper into a mystery where every answer birthed new questions. Yet, as we piece together the fragments, a shadow of doubt lingers. Could the evidence be leading us astray? Shadows of suspicion. As the evidence multiplied, so did the doubts. In the maze of testimonies and conflicting forensic reports, every detail seemed to lead down multiple paths, each as treacherous as the last.
We're chasing echoes. Each clue could point in several directions. But what if our assumptions are wrong? What if the truth is hidden in plain sight, masked by our own expectations?
With every new insight, the investigators were forced to re-examine their theories. Was the crime premeditated or the result of a desperate, chaotic act? The line between motive and opportunity blurred, setting the stage for a battle of conflicting narratives. Faces emerged from the fog of uncertainty, each with a story, each with a secret. One suspect, known for a troubled past, had discrepancies in his timeline. Another, calm and composed, hid layers that defied his outward appearance.
Behavior under stress can reveal much. One's subtle mannerisms, the gaps in their story, these are the telltale signs of a mind concealing its true intent.
The evidence points to multiple trajectories. It's our duty to ensure that our focus isn't clouded by our assumptions.
But if we consider the digital traces and the physical evidence together, a different narrative begins to form, one where deliberate misdirection may have been at play.
In the heat of debate, each new hypothesis wove another layer into an already intricate tapestry, a web of suspicion where every thread begged for deeper scrutiny. And then, amidst the mounting doubts, a sliver of clarity emerged, a detail so subtle, it forced a radical reevaluation of everything believed until now. As the investigation veered into uncharted territory, the shadows of suspicion deepened, and every answer ignited even more questions. Beyond the headlines, beyond the forensic labyrinth and the corridors of police stations, the human cost of the tragedy resonated deeply. Delphi's heart ached as its people grappled with the sudden, irrevocable loss of those they held dear. They weren't just victims. They were vibrant souls with dreams, hopes, and the promise of tomorrow. Their loss is a wound that may never fully heal.
They weren't just victims. They were vibrant souls with dreams, hopes, and the promise of tomorrow. Their loss is a wound that may never fully heal.
In every whispered memory and every heartfelt tribute, the personal stories of Delphi's lost lives painted a portrait of a community determined to honor their legacy. As the tragedy unfolded, media outlets raced to cover every angle. In a landscape saturated with sensational headlines and rapid-fire commentary, the raw truths of the investigation risked being overshadowed by the clamor for immediate answers.
When a community is forced to confront such an unimaginable loss, the emotional aftermath is profound. Grief, anger, and even hope mingle together, creating a mosaic of reactions that can both heal and complicate the path to justice.
The emotional scars left by the tragedy resonated through every corner of Delphi, each story a stark reminder that behind every piece of evidence was a life abruptly taken. As the personal cost of the crime came into focus, an unexpected breakthrough in the forensic trail began to hint at a new direction. A twist in the tale. When every detail is re-examined, the narrative can change in the blink of an eye. Tonight, we revisit the evidence with fresh eyes and cutting-edge technology that promises to illuminate even the darkest corners of the case.
With the latest advances in DNA reanalysis and digital forensics, we've uncovered patterns that were previously invisible. This residue, this tiny fragment, once overlooked, is now emerging as the linchpin of our investigation.
Every drop of residue, every digital imprint, was re-examined under the lens of modern science, forcing the investigators to question long-standing assumptions and pivot toward new leads.
Every new detail forces us to reimagine that fateful night. What was once dismissed as a minor anomaly now paints a picture that challenges everything we assumed.
As modern forensic tools reframe the clues, the narrative begins to shift. A forgotten detail now carries the weight of possibility, urging a complete re-examination of the crime.
This isn't just about new evidence, it's about reshaping the entire investigation. What we thought was a closed chapter now demands a new narrative.
Now, with every lead rewritten and every suspect re-examined, the stage is set for a deep dive into the minds behind the mystery. The web of suspects. With a forensic breakthrough reshaping the investigation, a roster of persons of interest emerged, each one cloaked in ambiguity and burdened by secrets. Tonight, we peel back the layers and scrutinize every detail. Suspect 1, long known for a troubled past, his timeline holds unexpected gaps that defy explanation. Suspect 2, a calm, composed figure whose meticulous exterior masks a labyrinth of hidden relationships. And as more faces come into focus, the question remains: which of these profiles conceals the truth? Detective.
Your whereabouts that night don't add up. Every minute counts, and we're left with too many questions.
I've told you everything. I have nothing more to add.
The evidence forms a web, and every thread points to more than one possibility. We must question our assumptions at every turn.
When you juxtapose the physical evidence with the suspect profiles, contradictions emerge that suggest deliberate misdirection.
As conflicting theories collided, each piece of evidence was re-examined, forcing every expert to acknowledge that sometimes the truth is hidden within the very contradictions they seek to resolve. Even as the suspect list narrowed, lingering doubts cast long shadows. Every piece of evidence, every carefully scrutinized detail, whispered of deeper secrets waiting to be uncovered. Truth unraveled. From the first flicker of discovery to the intricate web of suspects, we have journeyed through darkness, doubt, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Now, all the pieces of this tragic puzzle converge. Each fragment of evidence, be it the subtle residue, the fleeting eyewitness account, or the meticulously crafted suspect profile, has played its part in this relentless quest for justice. Each suspect, once shrouded in uncertainty, now stands under the unforgiving light of scrutiny. Though no single profile offers all the answers, together they form a mosaic, a complex interplay of motive, opportunity, and circumstance that brings us closer to the truth. For Delphi's residents, the journey through this investigation was more than a pursuit of facts. It was a path through grief, hope, and the unyielding desire for closure. The impact of the tragedy resonates in every tear, every whispered memory, and every call for justice. As we piece together every thread of this haunting tapestry, the truth, though still partly shrouded, stands revealed before us. This journey has been one of relentless inquiry and deep human emotion. If you found this investigation as compelling as we did, please like this video, subscribe to True Crime Spectrum, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement fuels our quest for truth, and together, we can keep the spirit of justice alive. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until our next investigation, stay vigilant and never stop seeking the truth.